Okay, my sound check seems to have has to have gone well. I know sometimes I have some feedback in the speakers, especially if I have my phone on and charging. It sometimes causes the frequency to go off that I don't realize. But I think we're all good now. So I haven't done videos in a while because of school, and I was just really tired and burned out, and I'm having a rough time with the VA. And I was like, it's a blessing they did approve my program, but I feel like I'm gonna just take a break from school and really focus on me right now. The only thing that's holding me back from like applying for jobs is that our governor hasn't officially opened the state yet. So it's a little hard to get a job in the national market. But as soon as they do, I plan to go back to work for a while and just take care of myself, and I can always pursue my degree later. I did not I did not know. Like I already have like okay. I already have a bachelor's in psychology. I got my bachelor's um, back in 2009, and that's what got me the job in the Air Force. I worked in mental health for a few years, and even before I went in the Air Force, I worked in like the social sciences, soft sciences. I did a little bit of teaching. So psychology is a very broad degree. It doesn't just have to go strictly into working in psychiatry or mental health. And so like I did that I was in that field for about 6 or 7 years total, including the Air Force. The Air Force, I was in it for three. Then I'll say a few years before that, I was in it for about 3 years out of college. So roughly 7 years. So with that being done and said, I like psychology because I like studying human behavior and how our minds work and what leads us to do certain things, certain urges. Like psychology really is an interest of mine. I just don't want to work in a direct field, if you will. I don't want to work in the direct application of psychology as far as working in mental health. The thing with mental health is it's a great field, but for me, I have a really big heart, and in some cases, I have a really big mouth. So either one of the two would get me in trouble first. In the military, it was a little different because everything was streamlined. You knew the protocols, you knew the process, you know what to do, because everything was military. It was already, sketched out for what you need to do. And on that, I was dealing with adult men and women. And a lot of the problems are common. You had a lot of people coming back with PTSD from war. You had a lot of people that were having alcohol problems, relationship problems, things that were common to military adults. You know, I can handle that. And even that can get exhausting because after pretty much 3 years of working in mental health in the Air Force and then, um, what you call it, after hearing those war stories and dealing with people with PTSD all the time, working in mental health and dealing with soldiers coming back from war that are like shell shocked, that stuff can really wear off on you. And I'm glad I was able to help the soldiers at the time I was in the military, but that's a very tough field, and you have to be able to take breaks. So when I got to the outside, I said, oh no, I know I couldn't work in mental health on the outside because at least I'm dealing with adults in the military. If I work in mental health in the civilian sector, and I don't know what's coming my way. I come into the office and then I talk to children that are being abused or whatever. I don't think I could handle that too well because I would go after the abuser and probably hurt them for hurting little children. Like me, I would, I couldn't. And then not only that, you don't know what you're going to walk into being working in mental health in the civilian sector. And the only way I could specialize in what I wanted to do if I were to get a master's and or a doctorate in psychology to do what I want to do. But I didn't want to you have to deal with going to medical school and going to, doing all that. So I decided to switch my field. And long story short, my history, I've been in graphic design for a little while, and then I just now switched to business. And I'm coming to learn that even though I've already been through college, and I did not realize how extremely tough undergrad work really is. It is extremely tough. And I had a talk with my advisor yesterday, and I didn't realize that they were like, you have a degree in psychology. Like, why are you in another undergrad program? And I was like, well, because I had to change my, when I decided to change my job field, I had to go back to college. And they were like, you don't really have to go straight into the field that you're in. You can always get your, you can always get your master's in a different subject. I didn't know that because everything now is so specialized. I thought I had to have, like, if I wanted to be a master's in business, I thought I had to have a business degree, a bachelor's. She's like, no, you don't. So see, I don't know these things because you come out the military, you expect everything to be like streamlined and whatever. But um, yes, things in the military are highly specified, but in civilian world, things can transfer over a lot better than we realize as veterans. And so knowing that, I was like, I have enough time left to get a master's. A master's is a 2 year program, and if need be, I can always get an extension if I want to get a doctorate. But right now, I'm just focused on um, just getting the master's right now, or next year or whatever. But I was like, yeah, but I said if I try for a master's, I might not get in. It's like you already have a degree. They will count that. They will see that you tried to get a second degree, but a master's is more like if you're at work, and a lot of your classes are in the evening time, so people like me can work. So that would be a huge plus if that's the case. And they said like a master's program is not as demanding. It's still hard work, but it's not as demanding as undergrad is. Undergrad is it is a bunch of busy work. It's like they throw all these multiple things at you, and I'm like stop. Like what is this? Like I understand you want to kind of like build my flex, but I've already been through an undergrad program. I have a degree in psychology. I've already been through military and basic training where they throw all these things at you. I got my undergrad experience through the military as well, so it's kind of like for me to come back and do it on the civilian side is like it's like so confusing because it's like, oh wait, I've already been formulated, I've already been developed, I've already been built, a certain way, and so I realized now that's why I was so down and out so many times because I wasn't achieving work satisfaction in the undergrad program. I felt like I wasn't at my very best because it is so demanding, and then I'm a not just an adult, I'm a older woman trying to handle, going through school, and I was like, this is just too much. Like, I don't care if you're at a quarter semester school like Drexel or if you're at a semester school like Temple, it's still hard work because undergrad is like you have no life outside of college. And see that worked perfectly fine for me when I was out of high school when I first went to college at Winthrop down in South Carolina, Winthrop University, very nice school. I love that school. Um, I haven't been able to visit back since, but hopefully I can visit there soon. But I mean, like when I was out of high school, I didn't have near as much responsibility as have now. I mean, my responsibility when I was in college is I worked like 30 hours a week. I went to school. That was it. But everything else was taken care of. My health care was provided by the school. Um, I was still on my parents' insurance because of the what you call it, the new law that they passed. So I was still on my parents' health insurance until 22. At one time, they used to cut you off at 18 or something, but I think they extended it to age 22. So I was on it until 22. So that helped a little bit. Um, Things were a lot cheaper then. This is you're talking 13, almost 14, 15 years ago when I was in college the first time. And like the school, I'll say they have more of a classical approach to education. There wasn't as much of a technological demand and a digital demand like there is now. So college was more. It was even though I went to a 4 year school, they kind of they treated it like a trade, more like a trade school. They were more work oriented, and it told you the skills that you needed to have once you got out. Um, they had you more like in a work mode versus like that socialize mode. Like it was up to us after hours to socialize. It wasn't up to the professors or the teachers to socialize with us, And we had like those old school silent generation teachers, Vietnam vets and the you have one or two World War vets that taught at my school. So I mean, we had like the old school tough generation that just like my grandparents kind of their age was teaching me in college. And so now times have changed, of course. 15 years later, I have professors younger than me teaching me, and they have doctorates and masters, and I'm like, oh, whoa, okay. So it's a little strange. And then I was raised old school, so I like to prepare before I go to class, and I'm used to having a book in front of me. Like, you will never take books away from me. I have to have a book in front of me to learn, and that's why right now I'm struggling with this homeschool thing. It's just, like, I don't mind being homeschooled, but give me the book first. Give me the book, and I can go online and do the homework and be done. But when you, like, take away the books and I have to depend solely on everything online, like our school converted everything solely online. And then with me, depending on the VA, which still haven't gotten paid yet, it's still being processed. It's like I had to depend on the online version. It is so hard. Like I tried, and it's like nothing really sticks. And it's like, give me the freaking textbook. Like, mail it to me for God's sakes. And I try to go online and buy it. It's just as expensive as the bookstore. I'm like, oh, I refuse to pay $200 for a book that I'm not gonna use. That I'm not gonna use for no longer than a semester or a term. Like that's a waste of money. Like, and then they don't have it where, like if you go to the bookstore, they have a code you can download and print it off. But with it being strictly online, I could download the textbook, but I couldn't print it off. I'm like, this is a ripoff, man. Like, I should be able to access the textbook, a hard copy somewhere. And it's been a very frustrating process. Each term I have something go wrong with the VA that caused a delay, or if it was the school because they implemented a new system. It was just a headache. It's these systems, and then now with this with the coronavirus lockdown, it's just been a mess. And I'm like, you know what? I need to take a break. At the rate I'm going, I will continue the same cycle over and over of burning out and crashing each term, and I'm tired of that. And they strongly advise to, oh, don't take a break, you'll never come back. Listen, I mean, I don't think that's true, because I am determined to get my master's and wherever God needs me to be. But at the same time, I don't need to keep going at the rate I'm going and continue to further burn out and further jeopardize my GPA. It's not worth it. And so I'm like, you know what? I want to take a break, get myself together, get my life together, because I like my apartment's still basically kind of empty because I didn't have time, and now that school's winding down, I need to go ahead and just finish up this place so I can feel at home and basically really start my new life. And I'm like, you know what? I need to listen to my body and not what everybody else says. I need to take a break. And I discovered with this lockdown, I've been having some issues I need to resolve from my childhood. So that's kind of pretty much taking precedence over everything else right now. I need to get that underway. And like I see a counselor at the VA, but I don't feel like it's as wholesome. If I had like a civilian counselor or a Christian counselor, I think that's a lot better because it can reach more soulfully. And I'm grateful for having someone to talk to, but I feel like it's not as thorough and effective as I need it to be. Like, I don't need someone that just kind of like just goes along with what I say. I need someone to like check me, and I need like a gestalt form of therapy, like where it's kind of like a blunt and honest, like, okay, I respect your views, I respect what you need to do. Okay, here's how to do it, and if you're gonna stick to your guns, then this is what you need to do. This is what you need to. I need that kind of therapy, versus like, oh, okay, yeah, that sounds good. Okay, so you're gonna like a friend on Facebook can tell me that. So anyhow, so yeah, I need that kind of counseling instead. And this shutdown has really taught me a lot about myself and a lot of things I need to heal from, because it has forced me to stop, slow down, think, and really review where I'm at in my life. And I learned that I run crazy, work extra hard, but yet I don't take out time to really listen to what my inner man is saying. So I really need to take that in full account, and come back strong and fresh, you know, and do that and take my time with the VA, take my time with these people. I like my counselor; she's cool, but sometimes she's really really tough. I'm like, Miss, you don't understand, like, everything. And see another thing too. I'm grateful for that. I'm glad that she's bought a book and does everything correctly. That's great. But sometimes, life happens, and I like the VA. Like, I'm grateful for the entitlements I have and the benefits I've earned. Like these earnings, these things I've earned in the military, I'm grateful for. A lot of people can't say they can just take their earnings and just pay to go to any college and not worry about a dime. Like not a lot of people can say that. So I am grateful. However, sometimes life gets in the way, and you can't just always go straight on through because sometimes when you go straight on through, you miss out on a lot of things. And I feel like I've missed out on quite a bit. I missed out on quite a lot of things since I started college because I've been trying to just burn through, and that's not always the best avenue. So, and whatever God has given me, no man can take it away. So, like I said, I have a little over 2 years left in the GI Bill or voc rehab. And I was like, that's way more than enough time to get a master's because a master's degree is like 18 months long and then you're done. And I'm like, I looked at the programs. The longest one is like 2 years if you take like a second. Um, I guess they have like you have like your main subject and you could take like a concentration. I probably wouldn't take a concentration because it'd be too much. But what I would do, I think I'll fare much better in the master's program because it's more focused on one subject. You're in just your subject and not like undergrad where you gotta do science and math and history and music and you gotta do some kind of art class. You have to do art history. You gotta do some kind of health medical stuff and like they give you all this. I'm like, I don't need all that stuff. I've already been through all that my first year, my first time at Winthrop. Like at Winthrop, I had to take math and science and history and American history. I had to take like they had a you had to take I had to take world history and I had to take American history. I had to take like four sciences, two with the lab. I had to take like physics, all that. I've already done all that at Winthrop. Like I don't want to go through it again at where I'm at. No, it's like math is math and science is science and English is English. It's not going to change in 15 years. Okay, like I don't need to be re-educated on. I might need to be updated or refreshed, but I don't need to be re-educated in how to write a paper. I just need to be refreshed. I mean, it's been a while since I've written research papers. It's been a while. I mean, it's been a while, but I had the education. It's just been a while. So, like I said, I think I just need more of a refresher. Um, like I don't need to take any more physics classes, any more physical science. Now I understand with math and business, math has its own specific. I mean, business has its own specific math courses, so I understand taking those. But everything else, mm-mm. I don't need to take another math science lab. I don't. I mean, a science lab. I've already done that at Winthrop. Like, I had to take physics and biology, and I took another. It was like it was physics. I know I took physics, biology, and another the third science. I forgot. I've already taken all those. Like I don't. I'm taking that again. So yeah, I really think that that's what made me so sad and oppressed was the whole like undergrad. It was just too much work. I didn't have a life. It was just too much. So, and that said, I think I'm coming to a close now. I feel more at peace because I feel like I see now. I see the problem and why I've been so like down and out. Because undergrad, it just took over my whole life, and I'm like, I've already been through this. And when I was younger, I didn't have much responsibility. I didn't have to worry about running a household or. I mean, I didn't have to have a job. That was my biggest responsibility is having a job to pay for my little expenses. But other than that, I had nothing else to worry about. And so, yeah. So, on that note, I'm signing out. I gotta go take this quiz that I didn't have time to do. I didn't have time to read for it. Yeah. I was just passing out sleeping because it's too much on the online. So with that said, I'm signing off. Thank you for watching. Check out my other videos. I'll be posting a lot more soon, especially since the summer will be here. So I look forward to it, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.